Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor.
Thank you. Tonight is our regular meeting for our Nashville Town Council, the date being Tuesday, October 1, and for the record, the time is 7 o'clock. We have four items of minutes to approve. Wednesday, August 28, Tuesday, September 3, Wednesday, September 18, and Wednesday, September 25. Does the chair hear a motion the minutes be approved as they're written, or are there corrections?
So moved.
It's been moved and
Second.
seconded that the minutes be approved. Is there any discussion? If there be none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
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 Opposed, no. The minutes are approved. We had no one sign up for public comments tonight. So the next item we'll go forward to is to administer the oath of office to our new finance officer, Samantha Sanchez, and she is right down here ready to be oathed. And you'll just meet me right out front there. We'll get out there for the best photo possibilities. And I'll bring all the stuff. Unless anybody want to come with me.
Samantha, afterwards you have to give a short speech. Okay.
This is a heavy faith here. Place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. You must be left-handed too. Just turn around this way and get the best photos. We're very happy to have you with us. And you will repeat after me. Say I, and pronounce your name.
I, Samantha Sanchez,
Do solemnly and sincerely
do solemnly and sincerely
swear that I will support
swear that I will support
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States.
of the United States,
That I will be faithful
that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to the state of North Carolina
to the state of North Carolina
and to the constitutional powers
and to the constitutional powers
and authorities
and authorities
which are or may be
which are or may be
established for the government thereof.
established for the government thereof,
That I will endeavor
that I will endeavor
to support, maintain, and defend
to support, maintain, and defend
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of said state,
of said state,
not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States. Not inconsistent.
not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States,
That's my problem. To the best of my knowledge and ability.
to the best of my knowledge and ability,
And that I will faithfully discharge
and I will favorably discharge
the duties of my office
the duties of my office
as finance officer
as finance officer
of the town of Nashville.
of the town of Nashville.
So help me God.
So help me God.
You're around the payroll.
And I just want to say it's been a pleasure working here in the town of Nashville. For the last 2 days, it's been a pleasure meeting everyone. Everyone's been so kind, and I'm looking forward to working here and working with everybody. Thank you very
We're
much.
looking forward to your stellar skills.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thanks, Sam.
We do have a Samantha in finance. We're going to refer to her as Sam to keep them apart, so that way when you're in the office, because how would you expect it in a four-person office that we would have two people with the same name?
So we got Samantha and Sam.
Yeah, this is Sam.
Okay.
That's Samantha.
All right, well, I'd already had Samantha 1 and Samantha 2, but it's Samantha and Sam. Okay. All right. I'll get it right. Okay. All right, moving on. Items for consideration. The first we have tonight is very joyful. We have a recognition of Otis Chancey for the 2019 William H. Roberts Public Library Distinguished Service Award recipient. Emily, would you like to come to the podium and tell us what this is all about? Our man has done well.
Great job.
Okay, do I need to state my name and all that?
You'd like, yes,
Address.
please, for the record.
Okay, Emily Enderley, 206 Clemens Drive, Pikeville, North Carolina, 27863. So this year, Mr. Otis Chancey was nominated for the William H. Roberts Public Library Distinguished Service Award, which is sponsored by the North Carolina Library Association. This award is designed to highlight the excellent service provided by the unsung heroes of the library world. The criteria included someone who has made an impact on their community, someone who has made a contribution via special event or achievement, and someone whose body of work deserves recognition. In the 6.5 years that Mr. Chansey has served the citizens of Nashville, he has consistently met all of the criteria for this award, plus so much more. His above and beyond approach to customer service makes everyone who walks through our doors feel comfortable and welcome. Additionally, he has taken on many extra duties as needed in order to best serve the public, whether it's getting trained as a notary or performing at various events, serving as interim director on multiple occasions, and any of the other sundry tasks that he has had to undertake. So in competing for this award, Mr. Chansey had to go up against nominations for librarians of all levels around the state, and I hope you'll join me in congratulating him on this wonderful accomplishment.
Just wanted to thank all of y'all very much. Ran into a friend of mine the other day, and he looked at me and he said, "What's the matter with you?" And I said, "What?" He said, you look like you're in shock." This was like a couple days ago. So I said, I don't know. But I think it had a lot to do with this whole thing right here. I'm still in a state of shock, for it. I mean, it's just been, I just say state of shock. And the thing about me is, I never really crave the spotlight, so to speak. I mean, despite my outgoing personality and my gregarious, nature and all that kind of stuff, I'd rather just be in the background. I know a lot of people, aspire to be rich and famous. I'm just not one of those people. I have never, ever in my life aspired to be rich and famous. Just rich. So I appreciate y'all for that. And so I'm going to get the spotlight off of myself and put it onto my team members out there. Vicki with her 14 years, and Melody with her 12, and Peggy and Miss Wilma and Yvonne with their 7, me with my 6.5, and then Emily with her 9 is a combined 64 years of library experience right over there across the hall. And I don't think you can get much better than that, and I appreciate it. I appreciate my illustrious director, who has been just a gem, and I call her, and she knows this from the very beginning, she's nobody else's director. She's just mine. She's my director. I'm not talking about the director, I'm talking about my director. So I appreciate you, Emily, for that very much. And I appreciate this, I guess, honor. I appreciate the support from everybody sitting up there, and I appreciate our patrons who come in every day. I just want to be able to help them, and I'm not looking for anything except that they walk out of here with the best possible experience that they could have. And just, if I could just digress for one moment, I went on vacation a couple of weeks ago down to the beach and walked in a little park, and there was a fellow laying on his back. You could tell by looking at him that the man had nowhere to go. He's just laying there on his back and just kind of stretched out on a park bench. And the thing that really got to me is he didn't have anything. But one thing he did have, he had clutched in his hand an old beat up paperback book with a bookmark in it, so he was reading it. And sometimes just reaching those people on that level right there is really kind of all it takes. So it brought tears to my eyes to see that. And I appreciate this honor from you guys and everybody else. I don't know what else to say except thank you so much.
Well
I appreciate
deserved.
it.
Well deserved. Just as a follow-up to that, William Roberts, nobody's ever heard of him probably, but he's a retired Forsyth County Library Director. And he established this thing in 2003. And not only is it very prestigious, it's also highly coveted. So congratulations. But I've got one paragraph I want to read before we go further. I read your letter of nomination here. And the person who wrote this thing, the first paragraph, put it all together. It says, "It is with great pleasure that I nominate Mr. Otis Chansey for the 2019 William H. Roberts Public Library Distinguished Service Award. Mr. Chansey has been at the Harold E. Cooley Library in Nashville for 6.5 years. In that time, Otis has become a beloved institution in the entire community as they come to visit. all ages, genders, and cultures love to come and visit the library man, as he is known throughout Nashville. So, Mr. Library Man, keep on keeping on. Okay, moving along. Item 2 is consideration of the street of a street and special events permit application for the annual Children's Christmas Parade sponsored by the Nashville Chamber of Commerce. This is sort of an automatic thing we do from year to year with public hearings already conducted. Does the chair hear a motion to approve the consideration for the Christmas parade?
So made.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? There being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. It is done. Item number C is consideration of resolution 2019-21, a resolution authorizing the town manager to discard surplus property pursuant to North Carolina General Statutes 168-266. This is an item that we would entertain on August 6th to sell on gov.deals things, a batch of things. This is the stuff that would not sell, and this is the stuff that we need to throw away. And there's a resolution attached to that effect over here that we need to approve. If I can get my hands on it. The resolution says, whereas North Carolina General Statutes 168 allows municipalities to discard any personal property that's been determined of no value, etc., etc. Now therefore be it resolved by the Town Council of the Town of Nashville that the town manager is authorized to discard the following personal property surplus items that were previously approved for sale at electronic auction. These were approved for surplus on August 6, 2019, which was 6 side-by-side wooden computer desks, 1 wooden book drop, an RCA 25-inch television, a Sharp cash register, a Henny Penny heated holding cabinet, and a lot of 8 antennas, 7 coax cables, 6 Motorola, and all sorts of communication things, and 5 mobile computer units, none of which would sell on gov.deals. And this resolution, if approved today, will be adopted this first day of October with appropriate signatures. Does the chair hear a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Okay, there being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
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 Opposed, no. Okay, Mr. Manager, haul it to the dump, or burn it. Haul it to the dump. Item D is a similar activity of consideration of a resolution 2019-22 authorizing the sale of surplus personal property at electronic auction. This is stuff that we have determined that in fact is of surplus value, is of surplus to us and needs to be moved on, which also requires a resolution if we can sell it on gov.deals. I will read the resolution. Resolution authorizing the sale of surplus personal property at electronic auction, whereas, etc. Now therefore be it resolved by the Town Council of the Town of Nashville that the following described property is hereby declared to be surplus to the needs of the town. A 2005 Ford Crown Victoria, vehicle number 2FAF P71W85X123061, and a 2010 Ford Crown Victoria, vehicle number 2FAB P7VV4AX120981. And the town manager is designated as authorized to sell by electronic auction at www.govdeals.com beginning October 21, 2019 at 8 a.m. and ending October 25, 2019 at 5 p.m. The surplus property described above as per the terms and conditions of GovDeals and in accordance with General Statutes 168-270. And the town clerk is directed to publish in the Nashville Graphic at least once and not less than 10 days before the date of the auction a copy of this resolution or a notice summarizing its content as required by North Carolina General Statutes 168-270. And the town shall retain a right to delete or no sell any items and reject any and all bids. Adopted this first day of October 2019. The chair hear a motion we approve the resolution to declare the material surplus.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded we declare the property surplus. Is there any discussion? Okay, there being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Okay, sell away, Mr. Manager. Okay, the next item coming up, section E, is a consideration of a resolution 2019-23, a resolution awarding a construction contract for the aviation lift station abandonment project. I'd like to ask Kevin Varnell, who's hiding behind that column out there, which is like everybody's right behind that column, to bring us up to date on what we've done here. See if we need to go further with it.
All right. Thank
Kevin,
Mayor.
you state your name and address for the record, please.
Yep. Kevin Varnell. I'm the Stocks Engineering, and our address is 801 East Washington Street here in Nashville.
Thank you.
And over the last month, we were able to pull together quickly the plan set for the aviation lift station abandonment. And we gave the contractors roughly a week and a half to 2 weeks to provide informal bids back to us. Out of several contractors contacted, 3 did respond back with bids. So we have those bids in hand, and they did come in slightly out of range from what we had anticipated for the project. However, we did include several items in the bid that may cost us additional money during construction. We did not want to walk into the process with, I guess, a bare bones project and then obviously have issues on the construction side. So at this point, we know what we're walking into when we're going to the construction, but it did come in slightly out of what we had budgeted. And I can give you a range if we want to talk about it. I don't know that I want to read the numbers out loud unless we won't decide to move forward.
No.
Because if I read the numbers out loud, it doesn't give us a lot of opportunity to try to get additional bids or move forward next month. So really at this point, we're around 20 to 30% out of budget from what we had budgeted for the project. And we have 3 bids that we can read out loud tonight if you would like to move forward. If not, we can take the next month to try to obtain additional bids or work on additional ways to get the project cost down. And there's no guarantee that we may end up with a better bid scenario, but just wanted to give you that option.
Although we're having to maintain these pumps about every other day and clean them out, it's causing us a lot of grief. It might be worth seeing if we can get a lower number, hold it off 30 days if we can work with that.
Right now,
With
just,
whatever the council wants to do.
just to be completely transparent, we have submitted for a sewer permit, and we contacted the state to ask if we could get that rushed along. He told us to check back in around 2 weeks. So right now, if we decided we wanted to hold off, we still have a 2 to 3 week permit process that we're waiting on. So I
Okay.
don't know that it's hurting us a lot, but it could hurt us 1 to 2 weeks if we wait.
Right, right. Well, either way, we got a 2 week window to work with.
That's correct.
Yeah. What's the pleasure of council?
I would hope that because of the cost, and it seems like every time we go into one of these big ventures, it ends up coming out of the realm of what we were looking for.
Yeah.
So I think we should use that 2 weeks to see if we can get a lower bid. If not, then we'll move forward with what we got. But
Okay.
let us know what we can do. That's my position.
Do you hear that in a motion?
I'll present that as a motion.
Okay, sir, second. It's been moved and seconded that we delay this 2 weeks and let the engineers work on further bids. Is there any discussion? Okay, there being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
Okay, item F is something of interest. It's a consideration of a recommendation to set a speed limit on Beach Street Drive to 25 miles per hour. If you've noticed in the Code of Ordinances, which is in your, a page of which is in your document here, in your package of information, it tells us about speed limits on different streets in town. So everything in town is 35 miles an hour unless otherwise unless otherwise designated. We got 25 mile an hour streets and 20 mile an hour streets, 25 mile an hour streets. Curiously, we find that Beach Tree Drive has got no listing at all. It's kind of like a non-street.
And it may not be alone. I haven't gone through to make
Yeah.
sure every street that should be 25 is listed here. It's something we will do.
Yeah. So we need to include that in our stuff in the document, as well as setting the speed limit at 25 and get some signs up. A couple of other things we found in here too as we read these things. If you see down under the list of like Windy Oak Drive, you see Golfers Lane from Birchwood Street to point of termination. That was put in years ago when Golfers Lane was actually a dead-end street. It used to stop down at the 500 block for like 3 years and just turned around and came back. So at that point it was 25 miles an hour from where it joined Birchwood, I guess up by the swimming pool, and came down to where it stopped at 25 miles an hour. But now it goes all the way around. But then you see 3 lines down, you see Golfers Lane, and all associated cul-de-sac feeder streets have been added on. So we're considering adopting language to drop out the first entry about Golfers Lane into Birchwood Street. And then we have the same thing with Birchwood Drive from South First Street to Golfers Lane, which is 1 block. And then as you follow down to the line second from the bottom, it addresses Birchwood Drive again and all associated cul-de-sac feeder streets. So I'm not sure what that first entrance is for 1 block because it includes all the rest of the street too with the second entry. So I think we need to look at this and clean up the language and bring it up and add in Beach Street and the rest of Beach Street Drive and the rest of it. But the resolution of changing the ordinance to affect Beach Street, you'll find that in your package as the ordinance 2019-01, ordinance to amend the Town of Nashville Code of Ordinances, Chapter 36, Traffic and Vehicles, Article 3, Speed Limit, Section 3687B2. So whereas the Nashville Town Council has the authority to set speed limits on certain streets in Nashville, and whereas the town has an adopted code of ordinances that contains regulations pertaining to traffic and vehicles, and whereas a study of traffic patterns on this street provides an opportunity to establish a safe speed limit on these residential streets, and whereas the town staff has considered this issue and recommends that the speed limit on the following street be established at 25 miles per hour, now therefore be ordained by the Town Council of the Town of Nashville that Chapter 36, Article 3, Section 3687, subsection B2 of the Code of Ordinances be amended by adding the following street to the list of streets with a speed limit of 25 miles per hour, Beach Street Drive, adopted this first day of October 2019. And there may be others, as he said, and I'm going to suggest that we come back later with the language to change those other things and get caught up. Meanwhile, you investigate the other streets.
Clean it up.
Yeah, but this is a current need because the neighbors over there, they're all out of sorts, but people flying through there. And the chair will entertain a motion to approve this ordinance.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the ordinance. Is there any discussion?
Mayor, the only thing that I would like, once this is approved, I would like for our police department, once those signs go up, to monitor it. Because the last time, if I recall correctly, we put up speed bumps over there, and the prime violators flying through there were the residents that lived on the street. So once these signs go up, I'd like for the police department to kind of monitor that area for a while to make sure that they know that sign is up there and abide by it.
Okay, well, we'll direct the manager, take that under advisement to supervise the police to do such a thing.
I wish you would.
We've also moved to put no throughway signs on both ends of Birchwood Drive off of 58 and out over by Club Drive to see whether that helps things or not. And then sooner or later, we have to entertain that speed bump ordinance, but that's another story.
Right.
Okay, all discussion completed. All those in favor of the ordinance indicate so by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. All righty. That is done. Okay, one last item of consideration of a budget amendment in the cemetery fund. This budget amendment appropriates fund balance to cover the cost of new storage buildings started in the prior fiscal year, which is not completed until the current year. This budget amendment will cover POs written in the prior year and work started in June. You'll see it's an addition for fund balance of $13,700. That money was appropriated last year, didn't get spent, we're back in fund balance, and now it's coming out to be spent this time. So so the money's already there. It's not any extraordinary expenditure. And the chair will entertain a motion to approve the budget amendment.
Second.
It's been moved. I think that was the second. Any discussion? There being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Okay. We can do that. Now we're down to the manager's report. Mr. Manager?
Just one thing to update you on. We do have a water main break on East Washington Street by Taylor Exxon and Frank's home there. The guys have kind of struggled with that. The asphalt under that, it's under the street, and the asphalt on top is no less than 13, 14 inches. So where it was broke is not where it showed up. So they've been digging along the edge, the gravel edge, to try and find exactly where it is. They pinpointed it today, but with the asphalt being so thick, it took a while to dig through. They got it all exposed and ready to fix. So first thing tomorrow morning, they're going to pump the water down, put the trench box in, and put the repair sleeve on and fix it. So it's been somewhat of a frustrating repair project, taking longer than they had imagined it would.
I think that's happened before.
That's not the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is, the line repairable?
It is,
Or
yeah.
Is it so ancient, it's just crumbling all up?
No, it's not a bad, it's a 12-inch main, so
Right.
it's fairly good shape. It's just got a leaky joint.
Was it a mechanical leak, something pierced it? Or just
No,
fall apart?
it just, where the two pipe sections fit together, from what Ronnie explained to me,
Yeah.
that's where it's leaking.
Bad glue.
Could be.
So-
They'll get it fixed.
Okay. All right. What did you got, sir?
What was that, Lou? Oh, yeah.
Yes, got your
I'm
question.
sorry. That 6A is a budget amendment that I'd like to inform the council about. So what we're looking at there are, we had monies budgeted for current services, books and supplies, and then increased expenditures for miscellaneous of 500, another 2250 for books, another 2250 for supplies. And we have a decrease in the contracted services, so Emily wanted permission to take that money and spend it on miscellaneous books, supplies, and I gave authorization to that. It's not a net increase in the library budget, it's just a change in the line item where the money's going to be spent.
Okay. Which can be done. Okay. Well, thank you for the information. Other things?
Is our new police officer?
Yes. Chief, you'd like to introduce our new officer?
Yes, we're excited to introduce Michael Hartman.
Come up front, let everybody see you.
We're excited to have Michael Hartman on board as a team for the Nashville Police Department. Michael comes to us from the Charlotte area. He attended ECU where he got a backup sign for criminal justice. I knew you would like that. And, so we're
Thank you, sir.
Excited to be here and happy to be a part of this community.
Welcome. Welcome.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's all that? Okay. Mr. Taylor, got comments?
Just once again, I'd like to welcome Sam to our team. And we look forward to having you work for us and we working with you also. Congratulations, Otis. Well deserved. As I said once before, I'm not one to use the library on a frequent basis, but I do recall one instance when I came to the library because I needed to use the computer, and guess who came to my rescue? Was Otis. He came over and helped me out and made my visit here doing what I was doing very, very easy. So I thank you then, and I thank you again for right now. Officer Hartman, coming out of the Charlotte area, well, we must be growing having some good water or growing something good down here to pull them out of the big city of Charlotte, but welcome aboard. That's it.
Mr. Taylor?
I just follow up with Councilman Taylor here. I think he did a good job. He covered the bases, so I'm along with him.
Good. Okay. Ms. Hinton?
I'd like to congratulate Otis. And one thing that I mentioned to Otis when I came in, when you have a colleague who's willing to write a letter detailing all that you've done, that speaks highly of you.
It does.
Because it's rare that people take the time to do that. And especially a colleague. I salute you. I have one other question. How many lift stations do we have?
13,
13.
lucky number.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. And how many wells?
Well, we have 5 total, but we're only using 3 at the present time.
The reason I say that in your report, I thought we had 6 wells.
Well, number 1, I think, is no longer usable, so it wasn't worth mentioning. I don't even know where it is.
I think the well, the mystery well, is one over on the grounds at W.L. Green School. We used that over and off for a while, but I think it's finally closed now because they didn't have enough room to get the chloramine machines on it. Of course, it's producing very little water anyway.
But only 3 that are really functional.
Yeah.
Right, at this time. We'll get the other 2 there, though.
Yeah. The other 2 have mechanical problems with the pumps. But that happens all the time.
We'll get them fixed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Matter of fact, one's broken, one's pumping too fast. Yes, ma'am, Kate?
All right, so the same comments go for me as well. I want to congratulate Mr. Otis. We don't know him as a library man in my house. It is Mr. Otis. And he was one of the very first people that we met when we moved here to Nashville. He's always gone above and beyond, and we really appreciate him. We love seeing him when we come to the library. So congratulations. And just a welcome to Officer Hartman and to Ms. Sanchez. We're very happy to have you both on board.
Okay, thank you. And to follow up to what everyone else has said, welcome Mr. Hartman, welcome Sam. Congratulations, Otis. You may be the best librarian, maybe, but I tell you one thing, you're the snappiest dresser in town. I'd also like to remind everybody that on the 15th of October at 6 o'clock in this room, we're going to have a Vision and Economic Positioning Forum as a follow-up to our Down East Strong program that we're working with. To follow up again on the several meetings we've had up to this point. And it's for everybody to come, so please be here and let us know what you think and where you want our vision to go for the town. We'll be very happy to entertain everybody's ideas. Okay, if everything having been said and done now, Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I hear a movement to adjourn. Do I hear a second?
Second.
I hear a second. All in favor will say yes.
Yes?
Yes.
All in favor will say no. I mean, all opposed will say no. Or stay here all night. Thanks for coming, everybody.